Hey everyone, welcome to Shearants for Horror Reigns Supreme. Today, I'm talking about Hellraiser again, but it's the third one now. Pinhead's basically a slasher at this point. It's very weird. Let's get into it. Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, just sort of shoves you straight back into the world of Clive Barker's disgusting creation. The Cenobites, and I guess less weird ones in this movie, they don't have penises on their head. Instead, they have DVDs out of their chests. That's fun. So, directed by Anthony Hitchcock, this third film in the very weird franchise offers a very weird journey that combines supernatural terror, and it kind of has a lot more action and very grotesque like scenes, and I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. And honestly, this movie is pretty weird. So let's get into the plot. So it's set in Los Angeles. You went from random US city that was actually filmed in the UK to LA. That went pretty quickly. So this movie focuses on Joey. Who the hell is this lady? Yeah, we had Ashley Lawrence in the first movie. Now we got Joey. Any fans of Joey? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, like Joey's a very weird person. Like she's a young investigative journalist who becomes obsessed with Hellraiser, I guess. Like a very mysterious artifact known as the Pillars of Souls is unearthed at a local nightclub, and the nightclub buys it and he shoves it in his room. And then Pinhead appears. Then he just brings random women into his room with like the promise that he's gonna get with them. And instead, he feeds them to Pinhead. I'm not joking about this either. That's actually exactly what happens. I'm not joking. But yeah, so it's pretty weird. I mean, are we not going to talk about the weird Cenobites in this? But I'll get to that later in the spoiler section. But yeah, this movie is just really weird. It's a very weird plot, and it's just sort of all orchestrated by Pinhead, who's sort of lost his very like creepy and powerful and controlling demeanor in this movie. You know, in the first two, he was kind of like the leader. He was all powerful. He was kind of unknown. He was kind of sinister. In this one, well, I know why people think Hellraiser's a slasher now. Not that that's a good thing. And this movie definitely marks a significant departure from its predecessors. It trades the atmospheric dread and existential horror of the earlier films for a more, I guess, action-oriented approach, and the director definitely infuses the film with a very frenetic energy and over-the-top visual style. It definitely sets it apart, not in a good way, and it kind of delivers a very weird, adrenaline-fueled experience that is definitely to leave you breathless, but once again, not in the good way. And the performances in this movie are a very, very mixed bag. You know, you got Terry Farrell playing Joey. W for Joey, everyone's favorite Hellraiser character who we've never seen before and will never see again. And she definitely delivers a solid turn as the resourceful and determined Joey, but she kind of just adds a lot of vulnerability to the character, along with a lot of strength. Like, pick a side and stick with it, please. You know, you can't just do everything in the middle because that ain't gonna work. It's like baking a cake. You can't just take it out when it's halfway cooked. That was a very weird reference, but I'm going with it because I like baking. That's why I'm fat. But yeah. So, the movie is very cool at some points. At other points, it's very weird. But getting back to the real standout of the movie, it's Doug Bradley. Like, Doug Bradley, like, I was talking with my barber about this, shout out Paul. Like, he's just a weird guy. Pinhead doesn't work without Doug Bradley, and that's why I just don't think that the remake is the best option for where to go with the franchise. Because if you're just gonna make remake after remake, reboot, sequel thingies over and over, it ain't gonna work. If you just release a movie and then let the movie become popular, if it's an actually good movie, it'll work. You know, bring Doug Bradley. Bring Doug Bradley back. He literally said that he'd want to come back to do a Hellraiser movie the other day. But yeah, it's just cool. Like, he's definitely lost his commandment of the screen, as I said in the other movie. But he's still a pretty creepy guy. Like, just imagine walking into a cathedral, or running into a cathedral, and then this creepy dude with nails coming out of his forehead, all over his head, to be honest, just waltzes in and is just destroying everything on the walls, and then he makes fun of God and all of that. Like, I'm all there for making fun of things. That's basically all I do. But like, the fact that they wanted to film in a church and they wanted to film those scenes in a church just makes me laugh so much. This is a franchise literally with hell in the title, and they wonder why they couldn't film in a church. Oh, I wonder why. But yeah, the film's greatest strength, besides from Doug Bradley, is definitely its practical effects. It brings Barker's grotesque and otherworldly vision to life once again with great detail. From the very weird transformation of Pinhead's victims into pretty disgusting Cenobites. Like, there is one kill which I don't understand, and that's the guy, the dude who brings the people to his house and then gets, like, murdered by Pinhead. But when he gets murdered by Pinhead randomly, he was somehow overpowered by someone who was literally being sucked up by Pinhead. Once he gets sucked up by Pinhead, he gets a car motor shoved through his head. Now, I don't know if this guy's in the black market for car parts, or if he just likes doing some weird things with car engines, but, to each their own. But, like, why do you have a car engine in your bed, mate? That's my question. Like, everyone has something that comforts them. A car engine? That's new. But yeah, so this movie is definitely really good in the practical effects work, and the Cenobites are really cool. And, it's very gruesome and very surreal at some points, and at other points, it's quite mesmerizing just watching all of these different weird things just coming together and then marching down the road. I'm not joking, they literally march down the road and they're just like, I'm Pinhead. These are random people who I turned into Cenobites. This is CD fellow over here. He used to be named Jerry. He wasn't actually called Jerry, I'm just coming up with name. This guy used to be Bob. Now he's got a car motor through his head. This other person literally just burns people, and her power isn't even anything to do with that, but somehow she burns people, But I mean, this ends in a very weird way as well. It just ends with the lament configuration being shoved in some concrete, and that's basically it. It just ends very suddenly and very weirdly, and I don't really get it, because, it is a good way to lead into the sequel, which is ridiculous, and I'm going to get to that soon, but what is this movie? Not even the next movie, this movie. It ends with, like, a very weird fight scene with the lament configuration ending up in freshly put out concrete, which was just left there without any security around a building site. Like, I know there were Cenobites destroying places, but, like, you'd think there'd be some security. This is LA. This would be America. They have guns. Just shoot them. In the last movie, they just died and turned into humans. That means they could technically still be human. Just shoot them. Simple solution. Grab a shotgun and blow Pinhead's head off. Enough said. Ultimately, though, this movie very much lacks subtlety and any nuance of its predecessors. It really does make up for it with its very weird energy and over the top spectacle. It's got very visually stunning action and amazing practical effects. And the iconic performances in the film, they definitely deserve some sort of applause. But the rest of the movie is just something else. But ultimately, that's just this franchise. It's something else. That's going to be it for this video. What do you guys think of Hellraiser 3? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time when I review Hellraiser 4 Bloodlines, because that's a whole other, that's a whole other weird movie in itself. It goes into the past, into the future, back to the past, into present day, which is also in the past now, into the past, into the present, into the future, and then into the future again. It's all over the place, and I don't get it in the slightest, but I also kind of like it. So yeah, look forward to that. But yeah, let me know what you guys do think of Hellraiser 3 in the comments, and let me know any other movies that you guys want me to review in the comments below. Until next time, bye-bye.